My name is Sofie Karasek. I am a third year at Cal, and I'm studying political economy. This is the timeline of sexual violence at UC Berkeley, and it goes all the way back to 1894. I actually was really interested in what we found. It was a very interesting experience for me to be going back through the Daily Cal archives and to see specific passages that were verbatim what my other friends who were survivors had said about their administration. So the year that I find the most interesting on this board is 1979, because 1979 is talking specifically about the federal complaint that was filed against the university by the Women Organized Against Sexual Harassment group. It really was one of the first instances of Title IX being used as a legal framework for fighting against sexual assault. Moving on to 1981, there were a lot of disorientation guides. These articles were meant to show students that they need to be prepared when they come to Cal, that it's not a picture-perfect school as we wish that it was. Some of the articles that I was coming across in the disorientation guides really rattled me because I felt exactly the same way about what was happening on campus 30 years later. For instance, there's a quotation that says, "The university can no longer pretend that sexual harassment does not exist and persist on this campus." And the university is now still ignoring sexual harassment and assault. Moving into the 90s, I was expecting that we would find less instances of sexual violence being swept under the rug by the university, but actually that wasn't the case at all. It persisted through the 90s as well. Many of these articles from 1990 were talking about how students felt that their concerns went unaddressed by the residence hall staff, and our complaint in 2013 makes the same assertion. Sexual assault and sexual violence are not isolated to UC Berkeley. This is a national problem. Students at Swarthmore College, Yale University, University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, and the University of Southern California, Occidental College. There are so many more schools across the country who also are dealing with administrative shaming and neglect when it comes to sexual violence and sexual assault, that UC Berkeley is only one of many schools who aren't dealing with this gigantic problem that has existed on our campus for decades. If I were to rewrite these policies, I would say that I and other survivors should have the right to request a formal investigation into their cases. Secondly, I would institute an appeals process so that the survivor would be able to appeal the decision if they didn't see that it was adequate. Another thing that I would recommend that Berkeley change is to make rape kits available at the Tang Center, which is our medical center on Berkeley's campus. It was very empowering to be able to feel that I wasn't alone in my experiences here at Berkeley, and that the 9 of us who reported our federal complaint weren't alone. However, it was very saddening and discouraging at the same time to learn that this had been a problem for decades.